crispy chicken sliders with 30-minute buns. I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs for this, and I'm gonna add them to a bowl. We're gonna marinate them for a little bit before we start our buns. How many pieces of chicken you use is entirely how many sandwiches that you wanna make. I'm gonna use some buttermilk. I actually have buttermilk this time. Normally I just make it with regular milk and some vinegar. I'm gonna add it to the chicken, maybe a cup and a half, I don't know. I'm also gonna add an egg. If you wanna keep it eggless, you can do that, just don't add it. Season this any way that you want. I'm using the wood fire garlic from Kinder's. It kind of has a chipotle flavoring to it. Also going to use the Kinder's salt, pepper, and garlic. I'm gonna add some smoked paprika as well. Just gonna mix it all together now. The longer you can let it marinate, the better. Like I always say, I come up with these ideas last minute, so mine never get to marinate as long as they should. We're starting some 30-minute dinner buns because we need them quick. We're gonna add 1 cup of warm water to my electric mixing bowl. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of yeast. I know it sounds like a lot, but if you want them to rise really fast, you gotta do it. I don't find that it adds any flavor to my buns, but you might think differently, but it works. Also gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm giving it a really good whisk here, and then I'm gonna let it sit on the counter for like 3 minutes. It's all frothy. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of melted butter, 1 egg, add some salt, I don't know, teaspoon or so. Now just 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Throwing this into my electric mixer for maybe 3 minutes until it all comes together. It was in the mixer maybe 3 minutes. It's still like a little sticky, but it doesn't stick to my hands. It's perfect. It's super soft, stretchy. We're not even gonna let it do a rest. We're cutting it up right away. I want my buns really little this time, so I may go with like 16 and kind of make them like slider buns. I'll start cutting and we'll just see what we end up with. Got 16. I didn't weigh them this time, but I'm gonna take each one of the balls. And I just like to stretch it and roll them like that. I have a greased 9x13 casserole dish. I just greased it with some butter. I'm gonna cover them, and we're only letting them rest as long as it takes my oven to get to 400 degrees. It's been about 15 minutes. They are going into the oven at 400 degrees. Baked for 10 minutes at 400 degrees. We're gonna put them to the side to cool. We work on our chicken. Back with our chicken, and our chicken pieces are quite large. I made quite small dinner buns, or slider buns, so I'm actually gonna cut them in half, but I'm not gonna do that on camera because I feel like it'll be really messy. To a bowl, I'm gonna add like 2 parts flour to 1 part cornstarch. The cornstarch is what gives it that extra crisp. You really need to add it, but you can just use all flour if you like. Just gonna season it kind of the same way, the Kinder's salt, pepper, and garlic, the wood fire garlic, and some of the smoked paprika. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but as soon as the buns came out of the oven, I did brush them with some butter as well. Taking each piece of our chicken out of that buttermilk and into that flour, and we're gonna make sure it's like really, really coated, like pack it right in. The longer you let it sit on the plate as well, the chicken will start to dry out because of all that flour, and it'll give it even more of a crisp. Making a few tonight, so I'm actually gonna cover this and we'll just leave it in the fridge, and it looks like for Canada today, we're also gonna have some sliders. Taking a shortcut here and just using this cold slaw mix, and I'm going to add it with a little bit of mustard and mayonnaise. I brought out the Hellmann's, and then I realized I picked up this Heinz pickle. Maybe we should use that. Got my hot plate, and I am saying Paderno. I'm not sure what the caption always picks up. I do know the name, brand of what I'm using, but sometimes I think it comes across that I'm saying with an N, and I'm not. Paderno.
Paderno?
Exactly. And yes, I reuse my oil, okay? We're gonna take our chicken pieces, and hopefully our oil is hot enough. Perfect. Gonna let them cook on each side for a few minutes. You wanna make sure that they are cooked all the way through. We don't wanna give our neighbors the shits again. Alright, I'm gonna remove them and hope they are cooked all the way through. They're so crispy. Listen. So crispy. I have to rush because I promised my kids I would take them to the park. I might have made the buns a little too small for the size of the chicken, but that's okay. I'm gonna add some of the slaw. That chicken is incredible. Now, I have like 40 Kinder's barbecue sauces to choose from, but we just settled on the sticky honey barbecue and the bourbon peach. The most incredible things.